Hi everyone, this is Home Learning Together with Mrs. A. So I've just put up a post on my Instagram page, something that I'm really excited to talk about. It's something that I use with my own children and with the children that I work with. So I just wanted to share this amazing thing. And if it's relevant to you, then amazing. Start using it, putting it into practice. So the post is basically about solution-based conversations with our children or interactions. And what does this actually mean? Or what do I mean by this? So going back to how our minds work and how we frame things. And I'll use an example from movies, for example, where you have the hero situation. And in the movie, there's always a protagonist that is coming to rescue, save another person that is in need of help. So what this means is that when we do this with our children, what we're trying to do is that same hero savior situation where we see the situation and think of them as struggling or not being able to finish what they're trying to achieve. So we come in and we try and rescue, right? That's what we do as parents. I used to be guilty of that. So, we just do it. It's in our nature. With moms, dads, carers, it's in our nature that we try and take them out of pain or struggling situations just to make it better for them. But what if, right? What if we didn't do that? What would happen? No, really, like what would happen? And I'm saying this in safe, controlled situations. So if it's an emergency case, obviously we have to step in, we have to be there and, and take action. But in situations, for example, in the playground or playing with friends, and you see a child trying to get into the climbing frame and you see that, they're struggling, we think that they are struggling, but and then we try to come in and try and help them and hold their hand and explain to them, put your leg here and put your hand there. And that's all great. I'm not saying it's wrong. But what if we were to take a step back and reframe our mindset and not see them as struggling, but see them as individuals, little, young, gorgeous, cute individuals that are actually trying to figure the world around them. So it's about us changing our mind frame and helping them change their mind frame in stepping back. So by us not taking that action right there and then, we are in a way telling them that we believe in them, that they can get to the other side, that they can get to the top of the climbing frame, and that they can work it out. And the fact is not that we are just letting them think that they have to do it on their own. That's not the case. The case is we are letting them think through, yes, even as young as 1, 2, yes, thinking through how or what do they need to get to where they need to be. And this will have a massive impact later in life, right? So basically what would happen is the child would have to think for themselves, right, what do I need to do? Do I need to ask for help? And that is great, but it's they made that decision to think, this is what I need to get to the next level. We are not the ones giving them the answers. And another thing is we are taking as parents, carers, adults, the decision, right, to quickly assess, to take a quick risk assessment and decide what is the worst that can happen, right? And again, it has to be in a safe, controlled environment. For example, my boys or my little girl, if when they were younger, like for example, Maya started walking at 7 months old, and if I knew that something right ahead of her would make her stumble, I wouldn't be, oh, Maya, wait, stop, or grab her and pick her up and try and shield her from that experience, which is what it is. It's an experience. So I would sit back and yeah, she would tumble, yeah. But then again, remember, I've done the risk assessment in my mind, and I've assessed that the worst case that can happen is she will have a little tumble and she'll probably cry a little bit, but then I'm there to guide and support if she needs it. Key point there, if she needs it. So even when they tumble, it's still not our job to step in and again to be that hero and rescue them, because they've not told us that they need rescuing yet. So in that case scenario, she did tumble, and I just sat and waited, and I was just trying to look away. I knew what had happened, and I would just wait for her reaction. And I believe that it truly helps. It makes them independent, build resilience, confidence in themselves, which is the most important thing. And knowing that when they do ask for help, that you are straight there, because you were watching, you were in the nearby environment. And as soon as you hear the cry, if they can't talk, so that's them asking for help, that's when you step in. But if they've tumbled, which happens so many times, and they actually stand up and carry on playing, that means they've worked through it by themselves. And if you were to have stepped in before they stood back up, you would have never known their reaction or how they would have handled that situation. Taking this to maybe older children, okay? So for example, my eldest, he's 11. He would come home and say, oh, Mum, I don't think I did very well on a maths assessment that we did in school. The old me, right? The old me would be, well, we need to do this. We need to practice more on this. Which one did you not do so well? Right? Let's put some strategies in place, right? And I'll be honest, I would show some disappointment because I know his capabilities. But a good old person, shout out to my sister, Michaela, she made me see a different side to things. And it has been a learning curve for me. I've learned a lot just, listening and sitting back in different situations. So yeah, my sister showed me a different way to deal with not always being the best, and that it's okay. So what I bring into this in terms of the solution-based interactions and conversations. So when he would come to me with this, I would just say, what do you think about that? What do you feel? How does it make you feel? Is that what you're expecting? And then obviously I'll get sort of a response from him, and I would go with that. I would go with what he was giving me. And it's a lot about open questions. So what I mean by open questions is questions that don't require a yes or no answer. So yeah, I would just tell him, so are you happy with your result, with your performance, with how you've done? If he says yes, then I would say, well, that's it. You've done your best, and you're happy with what you've done, then that's it. If he would say, which is usually, more than usually the case, again, because he already has it built in him, that competitive side and understanding and knowing his abilities, he would say no. So then I would ask, why do you think that? Why do you feel like you're not happy with what you've done? And then he would give me a reply, and then it would normally lead to, okay, so it's happened. You need to think of your SWOT, right? I always take it back to SWOT. Again, my background is business, so I always take it back to, I try and merge the two, education and business, for some reason. So I tell him, David, look at your strengths, yeah? Look at your weaknesses, look at your threats, and look at your opportunities. So what can you do next time that's going to help you to be in a place where you feel more happy with your performance? What are your strengths? So then they might say, I'm good at organizing my notes. I'm really quick with my mental maths. If it's maths, I enjoy the subject. Okay, and okay, talk me through your weaknesses. What do you think you need to get better at? What do you think you missed? So they might say things like, I wasn't really paying attention in class, or I thought I knew it all, or I thought I didn't have to put as much effort. And then you look at the threats and opportunities. For example, a threat could be, for example, sickness. So they didn't attend the class because they were ill. An opportunity could be, could they buddy up with one of their friends, like a like a study session. Yes, that's it. Like a study session. So you could look at it in those ways. Or another threat you could think of, it could be maybe the parents or the person that normally supports them, or if they do tutoring, online or physical, if that person's not going to be available. So that could be a threat for them getting to where they need to be next time. So it's really powerful to see what children can do, or how their thought process grows and develops, and how beautiful it is for us as educators, parents, carers, to just sit back and watch. Again, in a safe, controlled environment. Let's give them that opportunity to see what they are truly made of, to see what they can do. And again, the emphasis is not on themselves, not what they can do by themselves, but how they think and how they process the strategies that they need to put in place to achieve what they need. And if they need an extra help, it's always good to listen to them asking for help. Because I think even us as adults, we grow, okay, myself, I'm guilty. We grew thinking that asking for help was not a good thing, or was a sign of weakness. But actually, we need to think of asking for help as a strategy, right? A calculated strategy that we put in place to reach our goals. Okay. And that's my message for today. Solution-based conversations. Let them show you, and you just sit back and enjoy their growth, their change in mindset, and yes. Have a good day. Bye.